All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're taking a universally loved food, pizza, and we are completely deconstructing it. We're going to look at the whole shebang, the culture, the science, the national data, and even the high-stakes business behind it.
So, what really makes the perfect slice? Is it local neighborhood traditions? Is it microscopic dairy bacteria? Or maybe our national dietary habits? Or is it just a billion-dollar corporate strategy? Well, the answer might actually surprise you, because it's this incredible mix of literally all these elements working together behind the scenes.
We're going to explore 4 totally different slices of this topic today. First up, America's regional pizza styles. Then, the science of cheese. After that, US pizza consumption stats. And finally, the pizza chain wars. Let's get to it.
Section 1. America's regional pizza styles.
Let's take a look at how Italian immigrant traditions basically collided with local ingredients and, honestly, whatever neighborhood ovens just happened to be available at the time. You know, these iconic styles were never planned out in some corporate boardroom. They were born entirely out of necessity and shifting habits, which created completely different sensory experiences. You've got the New York style, those wide, thin, perfectly foldable street slices. Then there's Detroit style, baked in rectangular steel pans that give it those absolutely incredible caramelized cheese edges. Head over to New Haven, and you get coal oven baked, charred, and slightly bitter crusts, which locals affectionately call a pizza. And down in St. Louis, it's this cracker-like unleavened crust that they serve up in a square party cut. Each region essentially just adapted their recipes based on whatever flour, cheese, and ovens they had direct access to.
And you know, this contrast between regions really hits a nail on the head. It shows how local lifestyle completely dictates the food. On one side, look at the Chicago deep dish. Built in a tall pan with layers of cheese, toppings, and thick tomato sauce on top. It's a slow, heavy, sit-down meal. Now juxtapose that entirely against the New York slice. The street slice culture made it fast, thin, and foldable. It was an absolute grab-and-go necessity for a dense, walking urban neighborhood. You fold it, you eat it, and boom, the slice is gone before you even reach the next corner.
Moving right along to Section 2, the science of cheese. Okay, so the crucial players here are what we call galactose-releasing cultures. Now, these are bacterial strains in mozzarella, things like Streptococcus and Lactobacillus helveticus, that release sugars, specifically galactose, right into the cheese curd. Why does this actually matter to us? Because that sugar dictates exactly how heavily the cheese will brown in a commercial oven. For major pizza chains baking at over 500 degrees Fahrenheit, excessive browning was treated like a serious defect. This actually sent food scientists on this highly serious quest because, who doesn't take pizza chiefs seriously, right? To isolate specific low browning bacteria, and the whole goal was just to ensure a perfectly white, uniform melt.
As you'll see, the visual difference is pretty stark. Check out the low browning cheese on the left versus the high browning cheese on the right. Both were baked at exactly the same temperature, about 296 degrees Celsius, for roughly 2.7 minutes. But here's the twist. A 50-person sensory panel actually busted this entire industry myth. The panel found both pizzas highly acceptable in flavor, texture, and overall eating quality, completely regardless of the browning. So while chains spent all this time engineering cheese to avoid browning, consumers didn't actually perceive those brown spots as a defect at all. Go figure.
Section 3. US pizza consumption stats.
All right, zooming out from microscopic cheese bacteria, let's look at some staggering macro-level USDA statistics about our national dietary habits. According to the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey data, roughly 13% of the entire US population consumes pizza on any given day. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. That is more than 1 in 8 Americans eating pizza on a single day. And for males aged 6 to 19, that number jumps to more than 1 in 4. It's wild.
So, the sheer scale of this habit completely alters the American diet. For these consumers, pizza isn't just a quick snack, it's practically a primary nutrient driver. It delivers over half, 58% to be exact, of their daily lycopene from the tomato sauce. Plus, it provides over a third of their daily calcium and sodium. But obviously, it comes at a cost, eating up about 27% of their total daily calories. So, love it or hate it, pizza is literally a fundamental pillar of national nutrition for millions of Americans every single day.
Finally, we arrive at Section 4, the pizza chain wars. Transitioning from our individual habits to the corporate battlefield. Looking at the market, Domino's completely dominates the pack across the board. They pulled in an incredible $9.5 billion in 2024 US revenue, operating over 7,200 stores. Pizza Hut is in second place, followed by Papa John's. But I want you to notice the average unit volume. This proves that raw store count just isn't the only metric of success. A single Domino's location averages about $1.3 million annually. That is well ahead of Papa John's at $1.1 million and Pizza Hut at roughly $1 million.
This gap in volume really comes down to entirely different battle strategies. While Domino's targets mass scale and efficiency, pushing massive digital adoption and totally blanketing Texas, Papa John's goes in the exact opposite direction. They run fewer stores and rely on premium positioning, really marketing around ingredient quality. In fact, Papa John's stores actually stay open over 3 hours longer per day on average compared to Pizza Hut, and their top market isn't Texas at all, it's Florida.
In this business dimension, it is incredibly brutal. Past success guarantees absolutely nothing. Despite being a legacy giant and the second largest chain out there, declining sales forced Pizza Hut into a massive $2.7 billion ownership change in June of 2026. After closing roughly 250 US locations in just 6 months due to dropping revenue, Yum! Brands was basically forced to carve up and sell off the business.
So, I want to leave you with this to chew on. The next time you open a pizza box, are you experiencing a neighborhood tradition, perfectly engineered bacteria, or a brilliant corporate algorithm? It's pretty fascinating how one simple dish connects immigrant history, food microbiology, national health data, and billions of dollars in global commerce. Keep questioning what's on your plate, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.